Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. So before we get into it, if you could like, comment and subscribe, you'd be an absolute superstar. I wish everyone well at the moment in this very difficult time. So in today's video, I am going to talk about scenario planning and where I believe the price of silver is going to go. As you can see from my background, I have a very eclectic mix of silver coins. Most of these are semi-numi. In fact, I think all of them are semi-numi except for these. You know, that's fine. You have noticed by now that from the groups that I trade on and other people trade on and most people frequent, there's a huge discrepancy between the price of the paper markets and also the price of what people are offering to sell. And the reason for this, in my mind anyway, is that the paper prices have been pushed down due to margin calls and a flight to safety, especially for silver. In terms of gold, that's not so much the case. People tend to flight towards gold, but not silver. Silver's more an industrial metal rather than an investment metal. Now, I think it's an issue between the paper market and the lack of availability concerning silver stock. If you look at all the big dealers, they don't have stock. They cannot get stock in for a while. Everything's shutting down. I say everything, I said that quite loosely, but mints are shutting down. You know, the bullion dealers are shutting down. They're all being cleaned out of stock and they can't replace it. The difficult thing is, and what a lot of people don't realise, is that when you have a situation like this where you have a run on your stock, as a business, it's difficult. You don't want to sell it because you don't know if the price is going to shoot up. It could do a 2008, you know, where it goes exponential. And if you sold up, you're out of the game for a while. You won't be able to buy really unless you're buying from the public, and then there's no guarantee that the price is going to stick, which further widens the spread, which is what we're seeing. So at a spot price of, I think it's £12. 1 second. I always use a bullion by post price chart. You know, 11.69. At 11.69, most coins are going for £19 plus. That is a huge spread, and it's due to the fact that there's little stock. It's just simple supply and demand. I've got about 500 ounces in stock, plus some dimes, you know, plus a small amount of gold. I might relinquish 200 ounces, but I won't be selling much more. I'm going to be pricing maybe around the £20 to £21 mark. And it's not because I'm price gouging. It's partly because it's semi-numi, and it's partly because I don't want to face a loss in terms of what I paid on the coins because they are semi-numi, and also I don't want to face a loss in terms of having to buy in at a more expensive rate. The only reason I'm going to be putting around 200 ounces on the market, well, there's a few reasons. Firstly, I don't want to go out. You know, I don't want to go and put it down the post office. So we need to respect this distancing. But I'm close to the post office anyway. I finish work at 6. So as you know, I'm working in a supermarket, and it's pretty close for me to go to the post office. I could literally go to work with my stock and then send it. You know, it's a 4-man crew. It's not an issue. Like, one of the other issues is I don't know when I'm going to be able to get more silver stock in. I genuinely don't know. The tables are reversing in the sense that I'm having people who supply me with coin. They're coming back to me saying, we know you got a bit of a reserve. Do you want to relinquish some of it? The only problem is they will want a cut, and I personally don't really want to sell it. You know, I don't want to get rid of all my reserves. My reserves are there for a reason, and most of it is your semi-numi coins where I tend to make more of a markup. And once these times have passed, you know, and hopefully that'll be quickly, I hope they will appreciate in value. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. In terms of bullion silver, I've got very little left. You know, I've had very little left for a while. You know, I've been focusing on my stamp business, which has been hit as well. You know, to get to the crux of it, we're now close to 5 minutes in. What do I think silver will do? Well, in my mind, there's a few scenarios. I don't tend to give spot price predictions. I think they're a waste of time. I think you should always scenario plan. You should scenario plan with what you have in terms of your items, and also your uh, your entry position is one factor. Your exit strategy is also another factor. But I think that if this virus lasts a long time, I think there's going to be a sharp spike in silver. Personally, I'm not saying on the level of 2008. I'm not so sure on that. I can see it rising beyond £15 plus. The longer that this goes on, the more likely that people will flight to silver. In my mind, I think gold's gonna go up and down. It's gonna have certain bounds, maybe between 1,200 and 1,400 pounds. I'm not too worried about gold. I can't even get gold in. I can't get anything in. My supply network's gone down. But I think silver will rise. Now, if this virus is over soon, I think that the spot price will probably stay where it is. But the premiums on your physical is going to come down. So what you need to ask yourself is, do you believe the virus will be over very quickly, or do you believe the virus is going to be extended? I know what I'm betting on. I'm battening down the hatches for 6 months. If we look at the Spanish flu, and I don't say this to scare people either. I just look at scenarios, I look at history, and I try and make a prediction that may or may not come true just to hedge my bets. But if we look at the Spanish flu, it lasted for 2 years. It killed a lot of people, a hell of a lot of people. And it had 3 waves, and the second wave was worse than the first wave. So I don't see how it's going to be cleared up in a month or 2 or 3 months. I think it's going to linger about for some time. I think we're going to completely change the way we live. And if this is the case and all the supply networks are down, it's really going to be interesting. And I say that, in a weird way, like it will be interesting, because it will test out the theory of economics in terms of supply and demand. If supply is squeezed, demand will push this up in terms of physical. Now, in terms of spot price, I'm not entirely sure, because spot price is dictated by the paper markets, and the paper markets is dictated by industry. If industry doesn't pick up, I can see spot price, it's not going to go crazy unless people rush into it. I think where the price is going to go up, it's going to be the spread. It's going to be the difference in spread, and it's going to be the people who will bid it up rather than the people bidding up the paper markets. Just see them as 2 parallel markets that could occur, which they kind of are anyway. That's what I built my business on in the first place. Now, if that's the case, the difference in spread will just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and potentially the people will move the spot price. But if there's no suppliers buying it, I can't see it. It's just going to be in the parallel market. That's my views on it. Personally, I'm keeping hold of as much as I can. I will have 200 ounces for sale. They're probably going to be 2016 pounders, and they're probably going to be 20 to 21 pound a coin plus post. That's not to profit gouge. That's what I need to sell it at. If not, I'm just going to have to leave them in the long term. I don't know if there'll be any buyers on it. I think the market's at around £20 at the moment plus post for just your normal bullion. It should be nowhere near that. But that's purely how markets work. If there's a buyer at it, it will get sold. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Do you disagree with me? I know some people do. I've been looking at some of the pages, and some people are like, oh, I want to pay spot, and I can't find anything. Some people want to pay £15 a coin. Don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Unless someone has to fire sell, you may pick up some bargains, but you need to realise that that bargain is at the expense of someone else's misery, which is, if you can sleep at night doing that, that's fine. But the current rate is probably closer to around £20. So, yeah, tell me what you think. If you like the content, then please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be putting out another video concerning the appreciation giveaway. Yeah, so take care, guys. Bye.